What is up, everyone? Wow. So it is super hot outside and I felt like everyone would be inside. So let me just, let me just reboot a show while we're inside. So welcome back. It's been years and I can't believe it that we've done a Card Chaos Live, but I thought it would be cool. We're going to do sort of a rendition of it as I ramp it up. But thanks to all of you who still participate in all 2MW stuff. But yeah, this is kind of close to my heart regardless of whatever happens with it. Let's do it. So for those of you who are new to Card Chaos Live, this show is very, very simple and fun. All I do is shuffle my NBA trading cards. Yes, I have a whole lot of them. Some of you know I have a whole lot of NBA trading cards. I have hundreds from the 90s. I used to collect as a kid. You know, my cousins, brothers, all of them used to take me to the store. I was the only girl in my family for a while. And so I have this massive card collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not have ever seen before. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. That's any player, any position, any era, anything goes. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards and we're going to see who comes up. But first, I want to say I did kind of spike the deck a little bit. I wanted to have a few relevant players. So I have a lot of the players that won or played in the NBA Finals. So a lot of Celtics, a lot of Dallas Maverick players from various teams that they used to play on, and other players in the playoffs. But I do have a high intensity of those. So let's shuffle the cards and see who we get. So for my first player for Card Chaos Live, we're going to shuffle the cards and see who pops out. And the first player is, sorry, I had the wrong player. First player is, okay, we have Murray will be. Facing Jamal Murray will be. Facing Jamal Murray will be. We have Jason Tatum. Oh, look at this Jason Tatum. Oh, little rookie card Jason Tatum. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So the first matchup will be Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray. All right. Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray. All right. Everyone, let me know in the comments if you can see or hear me. The next matchup will be. Okay. We have Kawhi Leonard. And look at Kawhi from the Spurs. Throwback from the play. All right, the second one will be. Oh, okay. We have 2 dropouts. Oh, and 2 good ones. Hold on. So we did have Paul George, and this is James Harden. So let's see. You know, we'll do something special with this. So the 3 cards we have here are Kawhi, Harden, and Paul George. So maybe we come up with something special for that one, but let's get to it. So let's stop right here. And the matchup we're going to do first is Tatum and Jamal. Tatum and Jamal. All right. So give me a second. Let me just double check. Let me just double check. Okay. All right. Everything's good. All right. So, you guys, we have these 2. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is see in the next 60 seconds if I could decide whether or not these 2 would win or who would win one-on-one. All right. So that's the premise of one-on-one Card Chaos Live. We want to see if these 2 players would win, or which of these 2 players would win if they matched up one-on-one against each other. So let me go ahead and put 60 seconds on the clock. Sorry about that. And let's begin. All right, so we have Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray. Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray. Well, here's the thing, right? Congratulations, Jason Tatum, for your first NBA ring, but you didn't do much. Jamal Murray, I just think that if they play one-on-one, I know that Jason Tatum may be a better athlete type, scorer type, but when it comes to just competitiveness, I almost think that Jamal Murray would be able to come up. I do think Jason Tatum might be better hand-wise factor, but like if it came to going one-on-one on another person, I would definitely think that Jamal Murray would step up. So I think it's Jamal Murray to beat Jason Tatum one-on-one in Card Chaos Live. All right, so the next thing that we have was this 3-way card setup. We had James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. All right, we had these 3 come up in the matchup. So instead of doing one-on-one, because I like all 3, let's do something where we say, which of these players would you build a team around? All right. All of these players are currently on the Clippers, right? Good question to come up with on the fly. All of these players are on the Clippers right now, and there is a contract situation. Kawhi just re-signed or did an extension in January, I believe, but he does have a clause in his contract that says he can't be traded until this year, which is kind of weird, but it looks like everyone's leaving their options open. We all know that Paul George is playing the market, and James Harden is looking for a deal, and he might get I think a small max. So let's see, who would you rather build a team around in 60 seconds? All right. So let me just switch gears a little bit to see, because I want our TikTok fam to be able to see this. So, all right. So again, TikTok fam, here is the question at hand. I picked these 3 players for Card Chaos Live. We have Paul George, we have Kawhi Leonard, and we have, James Harden. All 3 of them are on the Clippers right now. And instead of doing 1-on-1, the question will be, who would you build the team around? Again, who would you build the team around? Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And let's begin. So James Harden, building the team around James Harden. I think that he does have experience on leading a team by himself. He used to do that in Houston. They weren't that successful, but he still showed leadership. I don't think Paul George could lead anything. His best years are him playing with OKC and being led by Russell Westbrook. And even here on the Clippers, he's not much of a person to make his team. That's lead the team. Same thing with Kawhi. But Kawhi, he did do that. He did win with Toronto. And even then, I thought they played with him as just like a very real type. They played around him, not necessarily depending on his leadership skills. So I would actually go with James Harden as the lead of the Clippers. That, my friends, is the first, I would say, reboot of Card Chaos Live. We're gonna go back to doing it a little bit more often. I used to do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hold on, let me just switch off the timer. But yeah, I'm going back to doing it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll do more and more matchups as time goes on. But I don't know why I stopped it. I think maybe because it was a lot, but it was definitely fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back slowly and surely and see if you guys like it or not. But I love it as a game. So anyway, let's go on to the next portion of this. Sorry for being blurry. I do want to talk about my group a little bit, 2MW Sports. It is an amazing group, and every day there are lots of interesting points. And so to give them a shout out, I'm gonna put some topics that are hot in the group, and I'm going to put some of the comments without their names because some of them are wild, but we're going to go into something I call off the wall a bit. So let me switch gears to that. So the question at hand on Off the Wall right now is, do we honestly believe that the Celtics will repeat? I brought up this question, by the way. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm kind of looking forward to the next year and seeing what's at hand. I know the dust hasn't really settled with many of the teams. People are still declaring that they're free agents, still finding their teams. But this core of the Celtics has been together for a while, which is really why I think they won. And they do have a little thing where they have to decide where Derek White is going, if they're going to give him his money. I think he wants $31 million. But besides that, They'll have their Batman and Robin, or their Robin and Robin, as I call it, because I don't think either of them are Batmans. We'll get back to that. But the question is at hand is, do we think that the Celtics will repeat? Yikes. So again, I know there are a lot of strong Celtic fans out there. I know I already said some spicy things. I don't really care, and I don't really hate them. So let's start off with that, but let's see what some of the people said. So quote number 1. Okay, somebody from 2MW says, I hope not. It's hard to do unless New York or Philly does something. Who's going to beat them in the East? So yeah, right now, New York is a threat, I believe, right? Jalen Brunson played, but I believe, who was hurt? Was it Julius Randle? Yeah, even one of their biggest players wasn't playing. And, they did the best they could, but that would be a good one to do the Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. What is up? Go! That's my homie Jason. Yes, I'm back, Jason. Thank you very much. But yeah, New York really does have the best chance right now as a team, if they come back healthy, to go up against the Celtics, and that should be a very awesome, like, one-on-one, not just for a one-on-one card chaos, but like just two teams, a big rivalry of great stars going at it one-on-one. Philadelphia doesn't really have a team right now, to me. They only have Embiid, and they're fishing for everybody. They have plenty of cap space, and Paul George, who we just did the Card Chaos Live matchup with, he's kind of flirting with them, but they're not really saying anything. So any team they're going to put together, Philadelphia, I still don't think they're going to win anything, because, again, I'm a strong believer of a team having alpha dogs, or at least one alpha dog on their squad, and Embiid is not. They're going hard after Paul George, and he's not. So it's just going to be a team of people who can't close games. So the next comment is, I think they can with a healthy Porzingis. First of all, and I know who said this, sir, when is Kristaps ever healthy? Why are you even throwing this thing in there? Because you know that Kristaps is going to be down for a number of games. And that is, unfortunately, not to make a joke of it, that is what you have to expect from Kristaps. He is not going to be able to stay on the court for the whole season. Maybe it's a thing with super, super tall people. I mean, their limbs need extra rest. We saw that with, I guess, Yao Ming. Yao Ming was not healthy. Just extra long, tall people just need extra rest. And I don't think Kristaps is one to actually hinge your next repeat on. Good to see him on the court, though. The next one said, "Yep, just watch." People doubted the Warriors. This is the one. See, I've never seen anybody doubt the Warriors ever. So I don't know if this is another Celtic fan just being hyped, but like, I have never seen anybody say, "Oh no, the Warriors are not going to make it this year. They only have Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond." Like, no matter what, they could have like a freaking, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, and two people that work at a drive-through, or work at, or two like intramural players. They're gonna say that they can win the championship. So I've never seen anybody doubt the Warriors. The next one says, Trisha, straight address. They're still young. They're still young. They still have a loaded like hell team, and the East is weak. Probably will be similar next year, but we never know. I'll always say the East is weak because I'm just a hater. My team is Oklahoma. We're in the West. But I'm not going to say the East is weak, so the Celtics will waltz through. But the Celtics will definitely remain the Celtics, and they're strong-ish, right? Again, their core has been together for 6-7 years. So the next comment is F out of here. One is enough. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. F out of here. One is enough. Okay, so this next one, damn, this was a long one. This was a long one. So you can tell this is a Celtic fan. The Celtic fan says some of the, I believe this was Cap. Some of the Cap is hilarious. If Giannis was healthy, like we didn't watch this Bucks be a complete dumpster fire all season with even worse defense, along with their second best player being even worse of a defender than Luka. But yeah, they would have magically turned it around in the playoffs. This. That was a rough paragraph, but there's more. Oh, but Jimmy, let's kill that myth. Bruh more worried about being a celeb, knocking out side quests, and getting a new hairstyle every few weeks than he is about putting the Heat in a good position so they don't take the absolute hardest road. Ouch. See, this is why we can't let Celtics fans out without their handlers, because this guy just went off the chain. So shout out to the long response, by the way. But I believe I'm with them 100%. Number one, Giannis and the Bucks are doing nothing. They traded away Drew Holiday and got Damian Lillard, and Damian Lillard is not going to do anything for them. I'm sorry, but they need to do some self-reflection about what they did in that move, because they basically handed the Celtics a championship and a freebie and put themselves 2 steps back. Second of all, Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler is like an alpha. He's an alpha mentality, the one that I say that is necessary to actually win a championship. But the problem is, he's still a Robin. He's still a Robin. So, is there nobody in this league that is both an alpha leader and a scorer? Used to be Russell Westbrook, but now Russell Westbrook, he's 35, he's getting older, but like, do we have any alpha players that can also score left in this league? All right, I want everybody to sit down and think about that, because if we don't, I mean, the closest thing we have is Kawhi. We do have Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one, but he's not like, he plays coy, but he's not like the alpha. Well, Ant is growing up to be that one, so maybe we got to wait till he kind of grows into his being. But yeah, I think, and maybe that's why we're gravitating towards Ant so much, because I think that we're looking for that. We haven't had that since Michael Jordan. Who else? We haven't had it since Kobe Bryant and Shaq. Who else was an alpha 90s, 2000s player that could also score? Maybe T-Mac a little bit. T-Mac was a one. So yeah, I think that's what we're missing. Okay, LeBron. I know I just skipped over LeBron. I don't know. Would you call? Yeah, I guess he's an alpha leader who's also a scorer. So I guess we're maybe just tired of LeBron. Could be we're just tired of him. Anyway, that was off the wall. We do have one more interesting back and forth that I thought was kind of weird. And I want to make sure we touch on this. So, This next one is a basketball billboard controversy. Okay, so I missed this post yesterday. One of the 2MW members put this on the wall, and I am shocked. I am appalled. I am embarrassed to be a New Yorker right now because of this. Let me show you what she posted. So this billboard right here is on 34th in New York City, in the middle of the city. It's the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. Right above the train station, you can see the 1, 2, and 3 line under it saying, "Don't stop disbelieving." How does something like this get approved in New York? Now, okay, let me even go a little bit closer. Let me see if I did this properly. So look a little bit closer. Don't stop disbelieving. This is clearly like a troll. Don't stop disbelieving, meaning don't stop hating. Keep hating. Keep hating. And it's in the middle of New York. Listen, let me give some credit right here. Let me actually give a little bit of credit. This is a brilliant troll that even I may have never ever thought of. This takes money. This takes thought, strategy, and Jordan Brand. Since the little Jordan sign is there, it was brilliant. It was so subtle because it's not really saying, haha, stop hating on me. But it's also a business move that is looking for no returns. Because, I know Jordan Brand is Jordan Brand. I don't really know, and I'm not in the sneaker game, if anybody's walking around with Jason Tatum's, if they got those, in New York. So what is the purpose of having this in the center of one of the biggest cities in the world, in New York City? The biggest city in New York City, too. But to troll. Brilliant. But I'm upset because I don't even know if there's a way to even stop something like this. Let's look at the comments. This is the same city that lit up the Empire State Building in Eagles Green in support of them. I hate the new New York. All right. Next comment. This is a Jordan Brand billboard. Why y'all acting like the city put it up? We gotta place blame, friend. We can't just say, oh, it's just we need to point fingers, and we're pointing fingers at whoever runs this place, even though we can't really say anything because it's a business move. Next comment. Bro, that don't even matter. He didn't have to be in his jersey above New York City. Also, what about when they lit the city up for the Eagles? So here we have a member pointing out that they didn't even have to put Jason Tatum up in a Boston jersey in the middle of New York City. People, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, this was the most subtlest petty thing I have ever seen in my entire life in New York City. Next comment. Bruh, the city has zero control over what Jordan Brand puts up on a paid poster. Now that Eagles-ish, that sounds ridiculous. And it's all ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Okay, I'm kidding. It's not all ridiculous. The person that said this, let me go back. It's not ridiculous. The person that said that the city doesn't have any control over what the Jordan puts up on a poster, I believe is partially correct. Like, I've been in advertising for many years. And I've only been on the side that's with the digital websites. This is an out of home, what they call digital, not digital out of home, but just out of home billboard. And I haven't really studied enough about it to learn whether or not it's actually there are rules to this. Because if this is allowed with no type of review, then let's put together some kind of, I don't know what we call a super PAC. If there's a team that we really do not like, we need to find the most foot traffic and put up our own banners, because this is ridiculous. So I decided to look this up. Now, here is a site I found called Billups that has the regulations of what an advertiser needs to know if they're putting up a billboard. To be honest, I didn't find much that was able to stop something like this happening again. So they said you have to get approval, and the only approval is whether it's offensive or inappropriate, false or misleading, comply with advertising standards, right? There's no trademark issues, or it's not disrespectful or harmful content. That to me is a little bit of a controversy. How do I not? I believe putting up a billboard of Jason Tatum in a Boston jersey in the middle of New York City is disrespectful content. Me being a sports fan. So I'm going to keep doing some digging, but if we don't figure out what the process is for approval, so this doesn't happen again, all hell could break loose in the sports world when it comes to billboards and really sticking it to your rival cities. So, interesting thing on the wall, right? Again, thank you all. We're going to end it right here. And we're going to basically have a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Again, I'm bringing Card Chaos Live back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, Card Chaos Live will be back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 1 p.m. So, one-on-one Card Chaos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. All right. So, if y'all are doing some betting this week, we do have a book, right? We do have a book. Dad Lost a Sports Bet. I made this for all the people who used to and still do lose sports bets. But you can get this book on Amazon. Just look up Dad Lost a Sports Bet. Order it. If any of your friends need a little bit of cheering up after they've lost a bet following their team, player, whatever, 2MW has your back. Dad Lost a Sports Bet. Go ahead and get it. Anyway, that is the show. Thank you all for joining Podcast Live Episode 1. I'm going to put the video up on TikTok and YouTube so you can see it. Please, if you get a chance, vote, all right? Again, we want to know who would win one-on-one, Jamal Murray or Jason Tatum, and who would you build a team around? James Harden, Paul George,